Man, I'll tell you, I went back and forth for the whole hour I was here. I came here to have lunch. Do I take the bow? Do I take the gun? 22? Back and forth. Sitting here. This is private right here. This corner right here, you can see right there. The sign markers. So that woodlot is actually private property. But I walked over there to take a pee, and I can see where people would walk down in there. So perhaps the owner doesn't mind or knows it's just going to happen and deals with it. I don't know. But we're going to go up there. We're going to walk right down that ridge. And I decided on the gun for a couple reasons. This grass right here is trampled down a lot, so my chances of seeing a deer are way slimmer than seeing small game. And it's cool, windy. Wind is coming right from there, right down that alleyway. And there's a chance of rain. And I looked through that with binoculars, and it's pretty thick, snarly briars, underbrush. And I have a hip quiver, and there's nothing worse than fighting that. I could solve it by not having a hip quiver, because I do have a bow quiver, but I just want to go, and I want to kind of scout it out. And if I do see a deer sign that looks really good, I'll just turn right around and come get the bow, and we'll start over. But anyway, that's where we're going, right up there. Okay, I made it up in here. I just wanted to get away from that roadway a little bit. And it's not as thick as I thought in here. I could have probably brought the bow. But we're going to sneak up through here really slow and just watch these treetops as I go. Looks like white oak for the most part. So that's a good sign. And maybe, because it's actually windier than it sounds. The sound you hear is wind. I mean, a few of these trees are moving. And they're not small, but anyway. I'm going to look for a deer trail better than that one. I think that's a deer trail, but I'm going to try to find one better than that one that goes along this all the way up through, up to where I showed you. Here comes a car. You can hear a car go by. A trucker. But yeah, I'm not far off the road. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to just go right through this hole. It's not wide. By the looks, it's only 50, 60, maybe 70 yards wide. Right here, anyway. I'm sure it widens out up there at the other end. It looks like it does already. But, yeah, we're just going to sneak through this real quiet. The wind's coming right in our face. And like I said, if I see any sign of deer, or if I see any deer, we're just going to go ahead and sneak out of here and hopefully not disturb them, and go back and get the bow and start all over. Because it's early. It's probably 3 o'clock. So we got at least 3 hours of good daylight. It is overcast and cloudy. Rain is coming. It's supposed to rain all night, most of the day tomorrow. So I'm hoping that alone gets something up and moving. There's plenty of deadfall in here for rabbits. So I'm just going to sneak around. I got my rangefinder on. I use that as a binocular more than a rangefinder. I got a pretty decent scope on my gun. I don't really need a rangefinder. But that's the plan. We're going to sneak through here. We've got some really tall trees here. I mean, holy cow tall. That's crazy. That's probably a 30-yard straight up shot from the bottom of the tree. But anyway, all right. we're gonna get going. Well, this here ridge, and especially the ridge top, looks like the restaurant section in a mall. There's a bunch of hoax. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, holy cow. Looks like a trail going right up here. But I think we're going to sneak right up through the top, right up through that way. We just came through this, and I thought that was pretty good. And it is. I mean, those are pretty decent white oaks, but I think if we get up on this ridge top here and just hang out up there for a minute or two, see what it looks like. But I didn't see any sign of deer other than a few trails that are really kind of scant. There's another one that kind of goes that way, and that makes sense. It's pretty thick down in there. But like I said, we can't be focusing on deer right now unless I see super good sign, and then I'm just gonna stop, take a left, hop into that field, and boot right over to the van and get the bow. I got tracking on, so I'll know when I jump into the field. I'll know where to come back in. But anyway, we're gonna go up this. I'm not gonna walk with you guys really far, hardly at all. Actually, I just want to move around a little, give you a different view. But this ridge right here is definitely the steepest one in here by the looks of it on topo. And it just drops right into all that. You can tell that gets wet, heavy wet. It kind of bogs up from the roots. So there's some pretty decent beds in there anyway. But like I said, we can't focus on that. When you hunt everything. That's the way I was taught anyway. Especially squirrel hunting. I mean, squirrels, deer, they go to the same restaurants. So, yeah, it's kind of the gathering. There's trails that cut off and go down, especially alongside this ridge along the bottom. There's some really nice trails that go along the bottom of it. I'm pretty sure this I'm walking on right now is a deer trail. But we're going to cut up here in a little bit, because I'm sure this leaf noise is just really annoying to listen to in video. And they're thick. They're probably 6-8 inches thick. It's like walking through snow. So I want to go a little slower. I just want to give you a better view of this ridge. But yeah, we should see some squirrels up there. I'm thinking anyway. So we're going to get up there and sit. So when I get in a good spot, I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, we didn't go far. Okay. Here's the top of the ridge right here. Those oak trees right there. We were standing on the other side of them just a minute ago. And I said I was going to come up here. And there's a deer trail right here. Goes right by. Here, hold on. Goes right by right there. And goes right down into that little low brush thicket, then out into those fields. When I come up over this ridge, I was half-assed paying attention and looking up into the trees, looking for squirrels. And 2 turkeys were right down there, and they ran off, and they're in that thicket, heading toward that field somewhere, right between these 2 trees. Yep. So, we're off to a good start. So I'm going to hang here because there's a cool place for the gun to hang out. This is kind of breaking up my foreground, and it's kind of wrapping around me, you know, kind of like that branch does. It's coming off of this tree. This tree is really cool. I could go down even further, but I just kind of like how it looks. I can squat and use this probably if the squirrels come out and get in these tops of these trees. And surprisingly, I mean, the wind is coming from that direction. Well, more of that direction, but yeah, we're good. I mean, if we sit still and be quiet, we'll see deer walk through here probably, because the wind is perfect. We're sitting on top of the ridge. Maybe the thermals might pull something down, but I don't think so. Okay, I did end up moving a little. I was standing right here between this crotch of this tree, and I climbed under to walk over to go take a pee, and realized how much better it is to stand here, because I can have my arm resting right here on this and lean my body against this part of the tree. Have the gun right here. I can aim everywhere throughout the top of this. I got cover. It's just starting to rain right now too, by the way. I got cover right here from me moving around for anything that's on that side. And I mean, I can, wow. I bet there's a bunch of squirrels in here. I'm just gonna have to wait them out. Hopefully it doesn't rain heavy. It's supposed to rain all night. And I don't know how heavy though, percentage-wise, at this point. But yeah, we got a good setup here. So I'm out checking out some new state land. Well, I'm squirrel hunting, but I'm also checking it out for bow hunting. And I found this really hot spot. I mean, anybody would know it's a hot spot just by deer hunting. If you're a deer hunter at all, this is nothing but oak trees, mostly white oak, few red oaks in here. But yeah, this is an edge. I'm just inside the edge. You can see that field out there. Well, just this side of the field is a little bit rougher, thicker stuff that goes all the way down to the parking lot. And I came through that way, and I just come up over this ridge right here. And I seen all this, so I thought I would sit still for a minute and scout it out, be quiet. But then this caught my eye. I remember doing this when I was a kid. See how that bark is all matted down, flat, smooth? That's from human beings standing there, leaning their butt up against that branch right there. Kind of like when you were in school, standing in line at the cafeteria to eat, and you lean your butt up against the cattle gates, cattle gates or whatever that we used to call them, and wait in line. Yeah, same idea. But then I really noticed it because right down there, if you can see that branch right there, that little tree's been cut, which happened to be right in his way, shooting zone. We're standing up there. So it's a dead giveaway that this is a pretty decent hot spot. Other than the fact that if you're a halfway decent deer hunter, you know just by looking right now that this is a good hot spot. I bet it's really popular. Evidently, look how that's worn down. I don't think that's the same dude coming back every year. I mean, come on. Look what you overlook. And it's perfect. I'm 61 years old and I can get up there. And I'm thinking about it come muzzleloader, to tell you the truth. Because, yeah. So, yeah, there's a little tip for you. I'm to see big giant oak trees like this that have branches that low to the ground. Climb up in them. You'd be surprised what you can see. And there's a bunch of trees in here that I can do that with. And I bet other people have. So, yeah. There's a tip for you. Look around. It gives it away that this is a good deer spot. People let you know without even letting you know. Let's walk around a bit. I can hear a few squirrels, but I hear them way over in the other property. This might be pretty crunchy loud. seen or heard anything in about an hour. Well, I've been here for about an hour. I haven't heard anything at all. So I'm just kind of walking around right now. Figured you guys might want to check out the scenery. It's about 54, 53, 54 degrees, something like that. The wind is coming from that way, right there. And we're just kind of poking around, walking slow, looking in the treetops. I've seen a few, little songbirds here and there flying around, but other than that, I haven't seen or heard anything. So I figured we'd just walk around a little bit. I'm going to put this gun over my shoulder, actually. Excuse the interruption for a second. Yeah. It gets heavy carrying it around after a while. But I thought maybe we might bump a deer. So I put the chest cam on so you guys could see what's going on ahead of me here. Because down in there is really thick. Over down in there, it's real thick. Actually, just at the very edge, it's thick, and then it goes into another field. Get the camera situated a little better there. But yeah. Checking it out. I've never been here before, so I'm not being real hunter-ish. You could say, I'm not really being real stealthy and real sneaky. This little ridge top doesn't last long. It goes probably another 30 yards and then it starts to drop down. But we're not going to quite go that far. It's probably going on, but it's for sure 5 or later. So we got probably less than an hour of daylight because of how cloudy it is. And the storm coming. We've been pretty lucky and been going along some pretty decent deer trails or human trails, but I'm thinking they're deer trails. I am really surprised that we haven't seen a single squirrel, though. That just blows my mind. I've been out here a while, guys. I've been out here quite a while. A couple hours. And I haven't seen a thing. And it's prime time right now. Like I said, within the next hour, it's going to be dark. I don't know if you can tell with this camera or not. But, yeah. It's not going to be long. Some cameras pick up more light and some don't. I don't know, but I'm not sure about these. I say these because I have... Here, hold on. I'm trying to get it out of my pocket. I brought my back up, but I didn't bring the tripod, the little mini tripod. Usually I bring that and I just tie it to a tree or something. wrap it around a tree. It's got the flexi legs, you know. But for some reason I packed all that stuff in my pockets and then didn't grab that little tripod. Yeah, we might have to come back here on a day when it's not windy and just be in here all day browsing around, because this is prime for a lot of wildlife. Grouse, turkeys. Well, I've seen those turkeys, but surprisingly, I haven't seen any squirrel. It just blows my mind. Especially being windy, you'd think you'd see them scurrying around the ground a little bit. But who knows? Maybe it is too early yet. I don't know. The road's right through there. You'll see that car go by in a minute, maybe. I don't know how good the camera will pick it up. Right there, red pickup truck. This is the exact same way I came in. Let's go down here a little bit. Yeah. So many nice edges to hunt here, but in its state land, you can see I don't know if you can see it, but there's a deer stand right there on the corner, so you know this guy, he's really watching that state land borderline really good. Right across this field, I see at least 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, all along. There's posted signs, and then there's a big old tree stand right there, or not tree stand, but a big old box stand right there on the corner. So you know, whoa, that was a steeper grade than I thought it was. Holy cow, I almost whammed my ass down here. But yeah, unbelievable, not a single squirrel. Dang. Now I wish I did bring the bow. Somebody drove in here and drove right down through there. Oh man. Yeah, but if I shot a deer and knew somebody that could drive down there, I would too. Well, there's the van. That's my ride. Time to say goodbye.